Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. Oh my gosh, first of all, you all look gorgeous, just gorgeous. And I'm just so grateful. This has been an amazing, amazing couple of days. And I am here to talk to you about sweet freedom. So the first thing I want to say, you are worthy. You are enough. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. You were born exactly who God meant for you to be. And I'm so emphatic about that because this is something that it took me decades to learn. So I'm going to step back and tell you who I am. My name is Trina Ramsey. I'm an executive coach, and I'm the founder of the Just Do You Institute for Women's Empowerment. And I started that program for women who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond because so many of us have gotten it twisted. We actually have internalized, especially as Black people in America, this country and a lot of the world was built on white supremacy and capitalism. So we've been paying for decades and generations with our bodies. We've been told that we're not good enough, that we have to be twice as good, that we have to work twice as hard. And we are exhausted. We're exhausted. And there's so much that's coming at us now. We've got AI going on right now. There's so much in the world that is also making us feel like, oh no, we still gotta go. Still gotta prove, still gotta do more, gotta keep hustling, gotta keep grinding. You get to choose. You get to make a choice today with what the rest of your life is about. And that's why I'm so passionate about Just Do You. So the reason I launched my Sweet Freedom program is I spent 30 years in the nonprofit sector in fundraising. It's a grueling industry. It's good because we're doing so much good in the world, but particularly for women leaders, we're kind of given this message that you got to keep giving more because the children need us, the starving families need us, the people who need a Habitat house need us. Everyone needs us, so I'm going to put myself last. I'm going to work myself to the bone. So I have a few questions. Do you have trouble sleeping? Do you find yourself working, taking your laptop and everything on your vacations and you can't even rest your mind while you're on your vacation because you're so busy trying to make sure that the people at work are doing what they're supposed to be doing? Or they're not going to do it up to your standards? Or maybe you work for yourself and you're your own horrible boss. I heard some chuckles. Yeah, that resonated, right? Because I tell you, when I wrote my first book, I was working my full-time job. Like I said, fundraising is very demanding. I got to the C-suite. I'm leading people. I'm working with boards, all of those things. And I'm writing this book. So I had people who were worried about me because they were like, sis, when are you going to rest? I'll rest when I'm dead. You don't get it. I got things to do. I got things to prove. Well, let me tell you a little bit about where I came from and kind of how I was built this way. See, I grew up in the projects in Western Pennsylvania to a single mom. We were on food stamps. We didn't have a car. We didn't have a phone. And I had two younger sisters, twins, 7 years younger than me. And my mom, she struggled with mental health issues. And when I was 12, she told me her diagnosis, bipolar schizophrenia. And so what happened to me, all of a sudden, I'm mini-mom. Because I'm like, I gotta fix things. I gotta step in there for my mom. Whenever she was manic, she was fun mom. She was never like mad. She was fun. She let us jump on the beds. One time she painted the bathrooms Pepto-Bismol pink. And then my sisters got in it because, she was manic, so she never didn't even put things back together again. So then we had these little pink babies that we had to clean up. When I was 14, she succeeded in suicide. And then my grandmother passed 4 months later. And so all of a sudden, myself and my sisters are there with nobody, except our extended family who swooped in and gave us the love. But I spent years having to prove that I was enough, or thinking I had to Prove that I was enough. I went to live with my cousin, so all of a sudden, I now am earning my worth or thinking that I needed to. And over time, I'm earning more money. I'm proving that I'm not that little poor girl from the projects. And then I had an awakening in my 40s. I was able to tell my story. I was able to talk about the pain of my family because I had shut it all down. I was wearing that mask so hard, it was like super glued to my face. Nobody could get in. What I want to say is sweet freedom is about a few things. Number one, you can slay the energy vampires in your life. Now, when I say that, somebody popped to mind for you. I know they did. They might be at home. They might be a spouse, a boo. They might be a sibling. They might be one of your children. It might be your horrible boss at work. But there's somebody who you get to set boundaries for and change the narrative and choose yourself because you don't have to lay yourself down for anybody ever again. Number two, you get to fire your horrible boss. I have a client, her name is Sabrina. She's amazing. She was a tax expert. And when you're in taxes, you're working every single quarter on demand, getting those tax returns in. She finally had enough. Her feet were swelling up like balloons. Her blood pressure was off the charts. She was on partner track and she quit. She chose herself, and now she's the head of the Sci-Fi Sisters podcasters. They go around the country. They've been on Star Trek cruises. They've met all these stars in Star Trek. She went to film writing school. She's actually written a script. She's learning all about movies. She's a Black woman in her 60s who decided to choose herself. The third thing is you gotta choose your health and wellness because you're the only you that we've got. And so, of course, with what happened with my mother, mental health is number one. If you're suffering, don't suffer in silence. Get the therapy. Take your meditation. Take your walks. I belong to an organization called Girl Trek that decided that they wanted Black women to take back their vitality because they were tired of seeing women and their families die too soon to diabetes, heart disease, you name it, all those things that are more prevalent in the Black community. They decided to change the narrative, and now there are millions of women walking all around the world because they've decided to choose themselves. It also goes to overworking. It also goes to taking those vacations and actually leaving your devices at home, like having your weekends and actually doing something with your family. When you create space for yourself, when you choose your own sweet freedom, you actually get that release. You actually get to create space for your dreams. You actually get to create space for you because you matter. Like I said, you are worthy. You are enough right now, no matter if you never produce another thing in your life. So take it from me. Choose one of those things and make a decision today to make a shift. You'll be so glad you did. I want to thank you for your time. I also do career and executive coaching, and so I have a free gift on my website, thejustdoyouinstitute.com. So you can go to my website and download a career change toolkit that'll help you walk methodically through a process to evaluate, should I stay at this job or not? Is it time for me to retire? Is it time for me to start my new business? Download it, we can stay in touch. You can follow me at mycoachtrina on Instagram and Twitter/X. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you.